What are you doing up in that tree, boy? Come here. Alright, what's up guys? This is Daniel and Houston from Arms Family Homestead, and we are on our little road trip to check out another Kiko farm. This is the place where we bought our original Kiko several years ago. You ready to go see some babies? They said they had 125.
Oh my God!
That's a lot of baby goats, isn't it? Come around.
I forgot how many triplets I wound up having. They was all born in 8 days.
What do you think, Houston? Huh?
Those ones got out.
They got out. Yeah, there's a couple out, huh? Think she's got more goats than we do? Yeah, I think they do too.
Can we take some home, Dad? Dad, can we take some home?
So you can tell by looking at a lot of these does, they look just like some of the ones we have at home because this is where they came from. You remember when we came out here and got those goats, Houston?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were our first set of Kikos, and this was probably the first Kiko herd I'd really seen. I'd seen a bunch on the internet and things and watched videos about them, but yeah, she had 130 babies in 8 days and only lost 5. She even had a set of quads, 4. One mama had 4 babies. Well guys, I'm here with Rick Haigood of, do you call it Copperhead Farms or do you just call it Haigood?
Copperhead.
Rick and Donna raise Kikos. They're not registered stock necessarily, are they?
No, they're not registered. We've had only registered billies.
Registered billies.
We've had nothing but registered billies since 2006.
2006.
Yes. We bought our first one in 06 and we just fell in love with the Kikos and that billy and the babies that we got out of him and the way they jumped up and went to nursing.
So I've posted a lot of videos talking about Kikos in my little herd of goats. I've got Kikos and some Kiko boar crosses. Tell me what is it about Kiko? Why Kiko instead of boar? Because in Oklahoma, everybody that says meat goat thinks they need to buy boar. And I'm trying to convince people otherwise, but.
Well, we started out with boars in about 2000, 2001, somewhere along in there. And the boar mamas would have a baby and they would just get up and walk off and leave the baby. And the baby's either died or you picked it up. The first year that we bought 47 boars and Spanish and crosses, and we had 17 on the bottle the first year, and we probably lost 12 or 13 of them.
Yeah.
And we got the dadgum those things to going, and got the babies and got the mamas, and then the first thing you know, well, we're down there worming them, and we're worming them. And then you turn right around and we got to get them in a chute. We have to buy a chute, Daniel, because their hooves are grows plumb around and covered, and then they can't walk. You got to trim that hoof, and then you got to right back again in 30 days or 45 days to trim that hoof again.
And in a goat herd this size, how many does do you think you have right now?
There's 64 does in all right now out in here.
64 does. So if you had boars, you're saying you would be out here trimming hooves, and the maintenance would just be sky high compared to the Kiko. So do you ever have to trim your Kiko
Haven't
hooves?
trimmed not one.
So I get a lot of questions about that. People want to know if I ever have to trim goat hooves, and I trim 1 or 2 every once in a while, but I've still got some that are crosses. But the ones that I bought from here, I never have to trim their hooves. They rarely ever show any parasite problems. I've just been super impressed. Now, one thing most people will say, you need a kidding barn. Everybody says you got to put your goats up in kidding stalls and you want them in the barn with a heat lamp and all that, because I do the same thing you do when we have our babies in January. But you have them out on pasture, right? For the most part?
We have them out on pasture. There is a barn up there that they can get in, just open on the south end and closed on 3 ends. 75% of them will have them right out here on the pasture, right here on the grass. We try to cut the hay off of this in the fall so that the grass is short, so it's easier to spot them, and if you have any problems, well, you can always look.
Mm-hmm. And you basically, so you come out here as soon as they have their kids and you ear tag them pretty much right then. But you've got so many, you have to, there's no way you can keep track of who had what if you didn't ear tag them when they were born as soon as they hit the ground pretty much, right? Well, a while ago you said when you had 40 something boar does, you ended up with 17 bottle babies?
17 bottle babies.
So this year you've got 64 does that kidded out, and you had 130 kids, right?
134 kids.
134, and you had 100, how many survived?
We lost 5. 4 of them got mashed, and one of them we don't know exactly.
So out of 134, 5 died. How many do you have on a bottle?
We've got 6 on the bottle, or actually 5 on the bottle, but 3 of them belong to one nanny whose bag ruptured.
Okay.
Her bag ruptured, and we had to pull them off of her because
which is
try to save her
out
life.
Of 64, that's have one sick nanny that's got a problem. So then there's 3 babies that you basically just had to put on a bottle for various reasons. So that's a lot better percentage than with the boars. So this is the only barn you have that the goats really use during kidding season at all?
Yeah.
3-sided barn, what is it, 30 by 40, something like that?
36 by 36.
36 by 36. That's awesome. You don't have to have kidding stalls or anything.
I got a couple of panels, one over here and one over here. And if I've got an issue where there's a mama that's trying to steal another one's babies, which they're mamas, you know, they'll try to, I can pin it off, you know, for an hour or maybe a day or something, it'll quit it.
Hey, them are some funny looking goats.
Those are not goats, they're cows.
Those are what?
Those are cows.
So earlier you heard Rick say he just has commercial does. They're not registered or anything, but they always spend a little extra money on their billy, and I'm assuming that's because that's the fastest way to improve your herd. Instead of replacing all your does, you just go out and spend a little extra on your billy, right?
Right. Try to buy the best that we can afford to buy. There's some more expensive ones that we've probably averaged about $900 each. This particular billy right here we give $1,200, and the gentleman that does the Goat Rancher magazine, his name is Terry Hankins at Sarah, Mississippi. He raised this billy, and it came from the Egypt Creek farm.
So you drove all the way to Mississippi to pick up this
8
billy.
hours each way.
Well, let's have a look at him. I think he's pretty cool looking Kiko billy. I noticed you had a lot of black babies this year, and you guys will probably see why. So we're not talking about this guy. He's just a pen mate. He's just in here, I'm assuming, to keep the other guy company. He's a registered Kiko billy, right?
He is a registered Kiko billy. And this year we had 19 sets of triplets out of about 58 nannies that's had babies. We had 1 set of quads and 2 singles, and that's pretty good production when you're over 200% on your goats all the time. We look for that. We look for to try to get, Daniel, we want 200%. We want each mama to have 2 kids, and we'd like for it to be, you know, better than that.
Right, I agree, and that's exactly where I was at this year. I did a video about that the other day. I was talking about we had 7 does. And between those 7 does kidding out, we had 14 babies, so that's exactly 200%.
200%, right.
We had 1 single, we had 1 set of triplets, and the rest were twins. But you guys, with put a little bit of extra money into your billies and keep improving your herd, you're getting to that more frequently. You're having triplets more than you are anything, right?
We're having a lot of triplets. And for people that don't know, in the Kiko breed, if this billy, he's 100% and he's registered, and you've got a grade nanny out here, you can register the kids as 50%. You can, not the boys, but
Right.
the girls.
You register the
If you wanna
does as
keep the
50%.
does, you can register them as 50%, and then you can breed them to another 100%, and then you can get a 75% kid on the next round, and then it gradually goes on up, you know. But that's the way the Kiko breed is set up to operate, that you can get a 50% one out of his kids this year, and then breed it to another one next year. We had 135 babies in all, 134. My mind's kind of questionable about, you know, one or two, this and that. But they were all born within about 8 days.
That's amazing.
That is amazing to me too.
Isn't
There was 30-something babies born one day.
That's crazy. So this one registered Kiko Billy
Only thing in the pasture with them.
bred 64 does in 8 days, basically. They all kidded at 64, kidded out in 8 days. So that guy did his job. That's well worth the money. If you're talking about improving your goat herd and you've got a bunch of does, you don't want to sell off and buy a whole bunch of registered animals, spend your money on that Billy. Go out and do some shopping and find something that's really going to improve your herd. He's 50% of your herd. So that's a good idea.
I give him this grass hay and about
We're being paged.
half a coffee can of feed a day. And it's just because I'm keeping him in a dry pen, because that's the only place I can keep him up in.
Houston's over here feeding some bottle babies. We're getting paged over here, so let's go check that out. Houston? Emily used to raise a lot of baby goats on a bottle, but I don't think you've ever done it, have you? Actually had to raise one.
Keep it held high. All right, Wes, grab this one, pull it back. Well, you tell Woody I'm fixing to take one of this.
They're yours, is all you take.
I'm
We
taking
can
this
work.
one.
We can work a deal out.
I'm gonna get one of these ones.
You think you need a bottle baby?
Yeah,
Feeding them twice.
I'm gonna get a bottle baby. I think I want that black one. I want that one.
We'll feed it in the morning.
Yeah.
You'll give it a bottle every morning before school.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Hey.
I'll feed it one time a day for you.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get this on video, so this is gonna be able to be submissible in a court of law.
Mommy, can
What?
you take
Houston,
these bottles
Houston,
home?
hang on. What are we doing here?
Taking a baby home.
Taking a baby home?
Yeah. It's that one way back there. It's that one.
Which one? The black one?
What you got there, Houston?
Quart of
Baby.
water?
You taking a bottle baby home?
Yeah.
You think we don't have enough goats? Oh my goodness.
You'll at least get 3 feedings out of it.
I've got a little.
What are you gonna name her? You'll have to think about it.
It'll be fine. He'll hold it.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tour of the Kiko farm here with Rick and Donna Haigood. They've got so many goats. It's crazy. I get a lot of questions. People want to know why we have so many goats. Houston, buddy, we're talking, man. He's talking to the turkey. But it's just a commercial business. They do it for a business. Instead of having cattle or horses, or they raise goats and sell them.
I can't say that it's our retirement income, but it will help a little bit, you know.
Well.
We're both at retirement age, and it's just not, and we love them.
Yeah.
I mean, once you have the goats and you got them around the wall, I know you're the same way.
Yeah,
You
they have,
just to get attached to them, you're like,
yeah, they have personalities. It's not like a cow. To me, cows don't have a lot of personality. Every once in a while you'll get one that's fun to have around, but goats are a lot of fun. The kids are fun to watch. It's neat, and everyone's kids love coming out and checking them out. That's why we're here. I mean, we have goats at home, but when you've got 100 and something on the ground, it's still fun to come and look at. But so if somebody was wanting to reach out to you to possibly buy some Kiko kids, either does or little Billies off of you this year, what's the best way to contact you?
call me at 580-320-7586. We're at Sulphur, Oklahoma.
So there you have it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Maybe we'll try to find some more farms to go tour with some other Kiko
And
people.
we'll see you on the next video.
Houston says, hang on.
We'll see you on the next video.
Hang on, hang on. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day,
And
and
we'll see you on the next video.
you had him going until I turned the camera on.
He's like, I'm out of here. He's like, I'm out of here.
No.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.